Hi there, jumping right into it today, I'm going to begin by prepping the inside of my extensions using my e-file. So I'm just going to etch the bottom half so that the glue and everything else fits well on it. And then I'm going to make sure I filed up until the point where I covered my natural nails. So you can see there's a little bit of a space here. So I am going to do a bit more filing, and then I'm going to check it again. And as you can see, it fully covers my natural nails. So that's up into the point I want it to go. So once I have that done, I am going to file the bottom half of these extensions just a little bit, just to thin out the cuticle area so that they look a little bit more natural on my nail and they sit comfortably. So what I'm doing here is just checking the sides to make sure everything is etched and fits well, feels comfortable before I move on, and it does. So now I'm going to go ahead and do this process for the rest of the nails. I am going to prep my natural nails. The reason why I prep the extensions first is because, as you can see, there's dust that starts floating into the air and just getting everywhere. And if I were to prep my natural nails first, all of that dust will just be sitting on the natural nail, and then I will have to repeat my prep process again. So just want to make sure that I'm not repeating steps unnecessarily, and this just makes things easier. So typically at this point, I would go in with primer, but I will be doing a pop off set for this video. So no primer, I'm just gonna jump right into my peel off base coat. This one you do actually have to cure, but I don't wanna add primer underneath it because then I won't be able to pop it off easily because I need it to really pop off right after I finish this video. But if you wanted your nails to actually last long, go ahead and put a primer on and then use your typical gel glue. I'm just gonna go ahead and apply this to my nails like normal. And you'll see here on my middle finger that I actually slammed it into a door so hard. My gel extensions didn't pop off, but it did cause some damage onto my natural nails underneath the gel extensions. So I'm just gonna have to wait for them to grow back out. It is what it is. It doesn't really bother me when things like that happen, but you know, in case you were wondering. I did get a little bit of that gel on my skin, so I am going to go ahead and clean it up with some alcohol before I cure in my lamp for 60 seconds. Next, taking this Macart glue, I am going to be applying my extensions like I normally do. I'm actually going to be using the full-blown Macart system for this video. I know I said I would move on, but honestly, this is my favorite affordable brand because the tips just fit me really well, and I actually do like the glue. The glue is a bit of a, like, not super runny, but not super thick. It's right in the middle, and I tend to keep going back to it. I also like the Opera system, but this is a pop-off set, y'all, and the Opera system is not cheap, so I don't want to keep popping them on for a day because I'll go through that bottle really fast, and I don't want to pay for the Extend Gel and then shipping repeatedly because their stuff is not cheap. It's good quality and worth the money you pay for it if you're going to be using it like normal. So as a content creator, sometimes I'm filming back to back, and me doing that with Opera products is not going to happen. I'm sorry, y'all. If you see me using the Opera products in a video, it's because I kept the set on for a long period of time. So usually from minimum 1 week, but usually like 2, 3, sometimes even 4 weeks is while you'll see me using that, because I want to make sure if I'm using those products, I'm getting my money's worth, because like I said, they're great quality. They're worth the money you pay for them if you're going to be doing your nails like a normal person and not a content creator that changes their nails every other day, pretty much. But with that aside, basically, you know the deal. Just apply the glue on the bottom half of the extensions up into the point where your natural nail will stop, and then you hold it in any 45-degree angle. And then once you have the glue right at the tip of your natural nails, go ahead and flash cure it for 15 seconds. So now that I have my extensions all applied and in place, I'm going to do a full cure for 60 seconds in my bigger lamp. So for nail art today, Born Pretty was kind enough to send over some polishes, so I will be using them in this video. These are some pastels. I'm going to go ahead and take these out of the container and I'm going to show you each and every one of them. This one has 6 different colors and they're perfect for spring. Like they're definitely spring summer vibes. So let's go ahead and take a look at them one by one. So for this look, I will be creating a gradient. So I'm going to grab the colors I'm going to be using, starting off with this purple here. It is my favorite out of the entire set. Then I'm going to go ahead and grab this blue. Next, I'm definitely going to be using this yellow. And then lastly, I'm going to grab the pink. The last 2 colors I won't be using in this video, but maybe in the future. So if you had the chance to check out my previous ombre tutorial, I will be using a brush just like I did in that video, but the process is going to be slightly different. So because the colors I'm using today are opaque and pigmented, I'm going to go ahead and start at the bottom half of the nail. So I'm going to be applying the yellow shade first because I was inspired by like this sunset I seen. It was cute. So I decided to try to put it on a nail because it was definitely reminding me of spring, summer, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and place that around the cuticle area. But what I'm doing is only going up about 1/4 of the nail. I'm going to go in with a smaller liner brush to get closer to my cuticles. I want to be careful not to flood my cuticles with this. So this just gives me a little bit more precision and control instead of using the brush that comes in the polish bottle. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that yellow polish wet, and I'm going to go in with the next color, which is this pastel pink. So now that I have that pink laid down, I am going to go in with my favorite color out of this set, which is the lilac. As you can see here, I am making sure to leave a slight space in between each color because I want to make sure that I'm not contaminating my polish with a different color. So for example, I'm applying the purple polish here and I want to make sure that the brush doesn't touch the pink polish, because what will happen is you have some pink onto that brush, then you put it back in the bottle, and then now we have a contaminated polish that's not the color it's supposed to be. Now, if it does accidentally happen, it's perfectly fine. All you would do is just dip your brush into alcohol and clean it off before placing it back in the polish bottle. So the last color I'm going to be putting on the nail is this blue. It's giving definitely a turquoise blue. It's really pretty. But I'm looking at my nail here and it definitely looks like an Easter egg to me. And I guess, you know, Easter, spring, I guess it's fine. But we're not done. Now that we have literally an Easter egg sitting on the nail, I am going to blend all these colors together using my ombre brush. So I'm actually going to do the exact same process for the rest of the fingers. I'm going to stop talking so you guys can get a visual. In case you are a visual learner just like me and you don't want someone talking at you, I'm going to be quiet. So I will be back once we have all of the ombre gradients done. So I do want to pop back in here for a second to say this. If you are going to be using opaque polishes that are not thin, they're kind of a thick consistency like these are here, you want to make sure you don't put too much polish on the nail and just paint them on like normal, because I definitely tried to just put a dot of polish on the nail and I thought I was going to be able to blend it out. And as you can see, there is way too much polish on this nail. So if you do this, it's fine. Just take a liner brush and start thinning everything out, but just paint the polish on like normal so you don't have to spend additional time trying to remove the excess polish from the nail. So this one is still wet, so I'm gonna let it kind of blend into each other a little bit more, and then once that's done, I'm gonna go ahead and cure in my lamp for 60 seconds. Okay, so when I took my hand out of the lamp, I realized it cured weird, and it's all my fault because I put my hand in the lamp and then I was over there fidgeting, moving around, doing things with my other hand, which I had absolutely no business doing because I knew better. So I had to smooth out the surface. But as I was smoothing out the nail with the buffing block, I realized that there were areas that definitely needed a second coat. So I'm just going to remove the shine from the nail completely, make sure it's nice and smooth. And then I'm going to do the ombre, let's call it the gradient. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that gradient process again. So when you're doing the second layer, it's a lot easier. I'm looking at the timestamps here, and it took me like 20 minutes to do the first layer, and then it only took me 4 minutes to actually apply the second layer. The second layer will be quicker for you, mostly because you kind of already have a guide down and you're just blending the colors, and then you don't have to worry too much about it. Now that that is done, I'm going to go ahead and cure this in my lamp for 60 seconds. And then I'm going to go on top with this top coat here from Venalisa. So here are what the nails are looking like at this point. So originally what I was going to do was add a pearlescent chrome on top of these, but the more and more I kept looking at them, I didn't want to do that. So I decided to go in with some pearls and create some flowers on top of the nails. So I'm going to take the gold pearls and lay them down first so I can map out where I want the center of my flower to be. And then I'm going to take some bigger white pearls and use those as the petals and put them around the center of the flower. If you are going to be doing this nail look and using pearls, I highly recommend that you always top coat your pearls, because unless they are stainless steel, which are going to be expensive and kind of hard to find honestly, they're going to be prone to color change. The moment you wash your hands like 2 or more times, the color is going to start trying to pop off if you don't top coat them. If you top coat them, it does help preserve the color a little bit more because there is a barrier between the pearls and the elements of the world. So, you know, air, water, etc. So always top coat your pearls. So I am done with that. I'm going to go do my final cure. And here are what the nails are looking like now. I think that these are probably the most colorful nails that I've ever done on this channel. And I kind of like it. Like, it's out of my comfort zone, made me a little nervous, but I think they came out springy, pretty. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think about this in the comments down below, because it is not typical for me to use this much color, and I want to make sure that you guys like it too. But if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, make sure you do so on your way out. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. But if you're looking for something else to watch, you should check out one of these videos here.